Yeah, good evening. This is Frederick from Freddy Farm. I'm happy to host you, and I'm also glad to discuss with you about goat farming and basically on your questions that you raised. Reasons why somebody should start today with goat farming. It's simple. It's all about your budget and affordable business. Initial capital is the major attraction because with goats you can start with any budget. However, you have to decide on the number and the location. If you have land or you are doing zero grazing, you only need, even if you have 1 acre of land, you start. So that would be reason number one, is it's cheap to start, or it requires less initial capital. Number two, it doesn't require a lot of knowledge because in nature goats are just resistant. You can start with local goats which are disease tolerant, like Mubende goat. You just find them along the road, they tie them along the road. Somebody doesn't even own an acre of land, so he will just tie them on the road, and then he starts. Once he gets benefits, he accumulates the numbers, and then he starts buying some little land. Number three would be the management is easy. Okay, if they are disease resistant, then you don't need to every day be on the farm. Whichever, even if you can use your grandmother, just tie it in her compound, then you start from there. So management is not so expensive. Number four would be feeds. They eat less. Trust me, if the government gave everyone a goat, it is much easier to manage it than if everyone was given a cow. A cow eats 45 kilograms per day. Divide it by 2 to get how many goats you would have. A goat eats only 2 kilograms a day. So being a small ruminant, it's affordable. Number 5, I would talk about nutrition value of these goats' meat. When we were born, we found it was a culture. Whenever you get a visitor, you slaughter a goat. But when you compare the nutrition value from the goat meat and the cow meat or beef, it's quite a significant difference. So people would consider that because of the nutrition value they will get out of its meat. Then number 6, I would also consider the space. Okay, if I have to build a kraal of 20 goats or 30 goats, it's not this. It could be occupied by 2 cows. In short, I'm looking at zero grazing. Zero grazing, I need a small space to feed these goats, because in a space of 1 cow, I can put 4 goats. Okay. I think number 7, I would look at the cost of production. Cost of production here, I mean, how much do you have to pay somebody who's taking care of goats? If you get one, and again, also any age can take care of goats. Like we used to graze them when we were between 5 to 12 years. And then I don't have too much bills as a kid. I would even ask for 50,000 per month, and I would graze the rich man's goats. Okay, but if you get a herdsman, a cowboy to take care of your cows, then you have to start about 150 going above in terms of monthly salary. You need somebody who is mature, who can milk those cows. You see, all those costs come into handy, and you have to decide. Goats are cheap in terms of cost of production. Maybe finally what I can say is, in terms of diseases, goats can tolerate a lot of things. You can spray them, let's say, once in 2 weeks, and they will survive, unlike cows. For example, the dairy, if you ever miss even a single week, you are screwed. But goats can tolerate a lot of diseases, drought. Let's assume you don't have land, but you are close to, let's say, this communal or community land. The goats can run from here up to 2 kilometers searching for what to eat in case it is a dry area. They don't need a lot of water, though they need water, but not as much as cows. So they can run and look for water in a long distance, which cows cannot afford. So all these coming into handy, it's 3 principles that really even apply. You need management. They are cheap in management. You need feeds. They eat a lot. They eat less compared to cows, which eat a lot. Okay. Genetics. Any genetic in goats will work for you, but in cows, not every genetics will work for you. Because even local goats in my village, my dad had a goat which was purely local, but it was producing 4 kids. But a cow will produce 1 calf. It will take 2 years to mature. A goat with it is a local, and it produces 4 kids in 1 year. You can be able to sell them off. Thank you.